Hi, Mrs. Novello here, and I'm going to walk you through how to make a digital pop art comic portrait. This is using the picture that we took of you in class, and this will also precede our oil pastel portrait. So let's get started. At your table, there are some examples of male and female comic portrait designs, and then we're going to apply the key characteristics towards our portrait to convert it to look like one of these. So let's get started. I'm going to use SketchbookX, which is a free app on the iPad, and that's what we're going to upload our picture onto. So if you can locate it on the iPad, we're going to just find SketchbookX. It's right here. And I'm going to expand this so that we can see. All right. So first what you're going to do is tap the upper left-hand corner. There's a grid. And then you're going to go to the bottom left and hit the plus sign. Then you're going to hit the two papers stacked on the upper right-hand side. You're going to tap the gear wheel with the plus sign. You'll go to your photo library and you will upload the picture that you took of yourself. So I'm using this picture here. And I'm going to have to adjust this way. Here we go. All right. So once we have the picture on our iPad, then what we need to do is adjust the opacity. So I'm going to tap those two stacked papers again, and you'll see there's a toggle for opacity. And I want to toggle it down so there's a little transparency and I can see clearly the outline of the face, the features. That's what I want to see. I want to see an outline. So I'm going to tap on that. Using my fingers, I'm now going to expand my image so that I can really outline those details carefully. I have to choose my tool, so I'll go to the paintbrush in the top, and I'm going to choose the pen tool. I want the opacity to be at 1, and I want the point to be at a radius 3.85. I'm going to change my ink to black, so I'm just going to scroll everything so that it's black. And once I have that black, I'm going to work with a key characteristic first, which is thick black outlines of everything. So using my stylus, I'm going to outline. Oh, let's get this a little bit darker. See if I got the black all the way. Yep. Okay, I'm going to go over and outline the face, the hair, and everything within this picture. So I'm going to break it into sections. So I'm outlining the hairline. Then I'm going to outline the ears. Oh, and if you go back, you can, if you need to go back, just hit the back arrow. So you want to try and get them exactly on the detail as possible. All right, there we go. That's better. So really zooming in helps you get the details exactly. I'm going to get the neckline here. And then go back over on this side. We'll finish up the face line, connects to the neckline, up, and there. I'm just going to work inside the face for now. I want to outline the eyes, so including the eyelid that I see, the eye crease, the eyebrow. We're just outlining right now. We're not filling anything. I'm going to outline this nose. Going to this side, outlining this eyebrow, the eye crease, the eyelid, and the crease here on the face, and then the lips. I'll just keep it to that for now, for today. Okay, so we have the thick black outlines. You'll be doing this to all of the the shirt, everything else, hands, fingers, everything on your picture, but for right now I'm just going to focus on the face. All right, so now we're going to add in bold, vibrant colors. So we're going to start with the hair. So we definitely want something that is unconventional. So I'm going to choose really kind of neonish. We'll go with this green hair. And I want a thinner tool for this because I want it to look like strands of hair. So I may just do we'll use that same pen, but the radius I'll make it thinner. All right. So then what you're going to do is you're going to simply add lines for the hair. Now, you know, we're just adding color right now, but it's definitely best if you add a contrasting color to kind of give it some texture and some movement and some contrast. So right now I'm just adding a lot of quick lines, trying to follow the pattern of the natural hair in the image. Giving it some movement. All right, so now I'm going to go in and change my color, add in some black, or add in some black or some dark blue, give it some wild contrast. All right, tap out of that, expand it, and so now you can see when I'm adding in another color, it not only fills in the space, but it adds some contrast, some definite texture, it fills in the space, and gives it some movement. So we're going to continue this layering process until the section of the hair is filled. We don't want to see any original image. We don't want to see any blank spots. So we're going to keep on filling the hair. All right, so you'd keep on doing this process. So we're done with the hair. Now we're going to fill in the eyebrows. So you'd go back. For this you want to choose black. So we want to keep it as we want the eyebrows and the creases and the eyes and all that to be black, so that they really contrast and make the colored features pop. So filling that in. So you're going to do this very carefully with a stylus. I'm just going to do one side at a time so that you can see the process. Okay, and what we can do so that you can really see what it looks like is go ahead and bring that opacity back up so you can see exactly what of the image you still need to cover. So when I do this now I can see, oh, there's still spots in the eyebrow, oh, there's still spots in the hair that I need to fill, so change that opacity. All right, once you're done with the eyebrows, you're simply going to go from the top to the bottom. So I'm going to go to the next feature in line, and that is the eye. So I'm going to go ahead and increase my radius so that I can get more fill and move into the eye area. And I'm going to add real bright blue, kind of electric blue. And then go back in and add my black iris in the center. And I could even add, if I wanted to, some white for some highlight to make it look real cool. So if I just wanted to add a dot of white right there, a dot of white right there, that'd be cool. All right, so moving down to the next feature, going down to the lips. You know, for males, you probably don't want like super red lips. You probably want it just toned down a little bit. Girls, you may think otherwise. You might choose otherwise for yourself. But for boys, you probably want these to be not as pronounced. So you can choose a toned down color. And again, you can add in white highlight to make it have some illuminate that section. Whoops. All right, so now if you wanted to color the face, you could do that, but you definitely need to do some applied art, whether it be color in the face, solid color in the shirt, making that watch a solid color, changing the color of the ring. So you definitely want to do some applied large zones of flat color. For the sake of time, I'm not going to do that, but that's what you all will need to do. You also need Ben-Day facial dots, so that's pretty easy. We'll go ahead and tap the paintbrush, choose the color of dots that you want to do. I'm just going to choose blue, and then you take your stylus. So you can increase the radius of that dot so that you get a bigger dot every time you do it. And then you can go ahead with your stylus and tap those around. You want them to be consistent, evenly spaced, evenly sized, and put them in there. You can also choose, if you don't want Ben-Day dots on the face, you could do a large zone flat color in the face, so alter the color of the face, maybe make it yellow or green, and then change the background color and do Ben-Day dots in the back. So after you're done with the Ben-Day dots on the face and neck, you want to add flat colors, a large zone of flat colors in the background. So I'll just choose something random like this orange, make it really bright, intense. And then I'm going to use not the pen, but the brush tool so I can get large areas and make that radius really big, and so then I can get a lot of coverage. So when you do that, make sure that you expand it, and you can really go in and fill the background very quickly. Change the radius when you get closer to the face and details so that you don't run into it. So as I get closer to the face, I'm going to change that radius so that I can easily just brush right up to the lines that I created without having to undo or erase details. So you fill in your background, a solid color, and then go back in and add some comical decorative fashion. So again, like for the watch, you may want to change that a color. The jewelry, you may want to change that. The color of the fingernails, you may want to change those. But you want a solid background with Ben-Day dots or a solid face color with Ben-Day dots. So when you're done doing this, what you'll do is you'll hit the grid on the upper left-hand side, and it'll ask you to save it. And when you go ahead and save it, and then it'll be there in the gallery. You can tap it again, and then you'll hit the little flower with the arrow sign, and you can save it in your photo library. You can choose the orientation. And then from there, it'll be in your camera roll, and you can upload it to Schoology when you're done. So that's how you make it. Have fun.